What's up, good people? Welcome to the Dove Square podcast where we talk about whatever, whenever. I'm Reggie. I'm here with my friend Autrina. We're back at you for the ninth installment of the podcast. What's up, Train?
What's up, Reg?
I don't know it, man. Already. How was your week?
My week was good. Again, same as last week, a lot of in the house, from the house to the porch, from the porch to the house, a lot of ATV riding. Same old, same old. What about you?
Yep, a lot of the same from the bedroom to the desk, from the desk to the kitchen, from the kitchen back to the desk, and eventually back to the bedroom, and all did same thing every day. So that's been my life during these times. So I mean, overall, it was a good week. Just worked. Feel like I had a productive week. Not many highlights, really. I mean, it's just pretty much the same thing. It's like Groundhog Day, just
Yeah.
same thing every single day. Just in here eating turkey and cheese sandwiches and made some rotel, and that's what I survive on.
Your
So that's
specialty.
my
I
thing.
mean, it's just another day. Just another day at your apartment, right?
Yeah, do what you love. I love to eat turkey sandwiches and eat rotel. So
We've
you
gained a
know,
good bit, or no?
yeah. I guess these weeks running together. I don't know how much we gamed this past week. We gamed a little bit. I know we gamed Friday, but yeah, I gamed some. I just don't know when.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know if this was last week or this week, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that's been cool. I feel like that's a bit of therapy and a bit of normalcy. So that's been, nothing's changed in the gaming world really. Just a lot of people gaming more.
Yeah. And something
Yeah.
interesting is that for those of you who, you're missing NBA basketball, something that some of the teams have been doing is actually having gamers to play against each other. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I can't remember if they're hosting it on TV, but I know it's at least available online and it's something that these basketball teams are actually promoting. So I think that's really cool. And I saw that somewhere in the racing world, not really familiar with that stuff, but they did a race virtually as well. So it was people
Oh,
that are
okay.
kind of, using gaming as a way to keep in touch with other things and people, obviously.
Yeah, which was cool because there was already a prediction that esports would like blow up over the next few years and whatnot. But I think this is just speeding that up because
Right.
it's necessary, really, just to keep people engaged and give them that bit of release that they might have found from watching their teams. But one thing that I found, speaking of sports, one of our good friend Bianca, once again. Uh, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last one, but she turned me on to the world of marble racing.
No, you
Which
sent me
was,
the video and it just made me think about it.
yeah, marble racing, which is exactly what you think it is. Well, it's not what I thought it was. I thought marble racing would be like cars with some type of format, and they called it marble for some reason. But this is
What?
literally like glass. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I don't know what made me think like marble ring or something like that made me think about it. But marbles, glass marbles racing. And if you check out Marble One, it is it's pretty fascinating. I can't lie. Like it kept my attention for a good bit. So I'll definitely put links to that in the show notes. I'm gonna see if I can find the links for those because they had the one that Bud Lane played for the as far as NBA 2K is concerned. Bud Lane's guy who spent some time in my hometown. I don't know if he's originally from Thomasville, but he did spend some time in Thomasville. I do remember that. But he played. I don't even remember which team he played with, but
I wanted to say the Heat maybe, or at least it was playing. He was either playing for them or against them. I can't remember exactly. But
yeah,
I think that's pretty. It's pretty cool.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's real cool to even have an opportunity like that. So, congrats to Bud. He streams on Facebook, and I check him out every now and again because my cousin always shares his stream. So, shout out to Bud and congratulations to him on that opportunity. I'm sure that gave him more visibility and helped him, you know, that helped him with his brand a whole lot. So, um, hard work pays off, and he put himself in a position to be granted that opportunity. So, congrats to him. So, I'll find a link to that, and then also the Marvel One Marvel Racing. definitely gonna put that in there because I think that can definitely be something that keeps us sane and gets us through these times. We don't know if we're gonna have football this year, so marble racing might save the day.
Right. And it's something I actually put this on Twitter. I think it was Twitter. I put this on the other day, but I was thinking about kind of like having to go back to or never forgetting where you come from. I was saying how I miss streaming, and of course, I didn't load up my PC and take it home to my parents because that's a whole bunch of work, and I can't do it without Reg there to hook it up for me. No, I really could, but I would prefer for him to do it. But I was just like, dang man, you can't forget where you came from. I might have to stream with just hooking up the camera to my Xbox like old times, you know?
Yeah, for sure. You didn't get on this. You didn't start a podcast, and you didn't forgot all about streaming. So
No, I haven't forgot. I've done it a little bit. It's just you know how that's a whole different beast with the
yeah, it
camera in
is.
your face, especially if you're like, and I guess this is like something a lot of people don't realize is that when you're streaming and you have the camera on, like you're not always in a great mood. You may be dealing with things, and you definitely don't want that vibe to go out to your viewers, or you just don't want those things to be out in the atmosphere. So I've found that it's better to just not stream when I'm feeling that way. And I've actually seen some streamers, some big name streamers or popular streamers who will take a break from streaming because of what they're going through, or they just need time away for mental health or physical health or what have you. So I haven't given up streaming. It's just not always feeling the best, or whatever may be going on, and I just don't want to put those vibes out there. You feel me?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, and it's important to make sure you're good. I think a lot of bigger streamers have issues with that because they have this following and they feel that they owe their fans because of course they're able to do what they do because they have those people supporting them. So that I can understand feeling that obligation, but you do have to make sure that you're good as far as your mental health is concerned. And I think it's important for some of the bigger streamers to speak out about that because it makes it more of a normal thing. And if those people are really rocking with you, then they'll understand completely. They won't be in the comments or hitting you up on Twitter and saying we support you and you're not streaming blah 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 this and that. They'll understand that you are a human being and you have things that you need to take care of. So that's a great point to bring up.
Mhm. And it also, you may have said this, if so, you can definitely edit this out. But it also makes them real because I mean, they're obviously real people, just like celebrities. People forget that, but it makes them real because they're dealing with the same things we deal with. Did you mention that already?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
I mean, I just said it. I don't know. Either way, it's good to reiterate, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we did we did start a little something last week. Shout out to Crystal for this. So I wanted to make sure we did it again this week. Trina, what made you smile this past week?
I'm just gonna go back to a few minutes ago. Friend, you made me smile. You like like as we're starting up, like we're just talking, kind of trying to, get the show lined up, and Reg was just cracking jokes, and that made me smile. So,
Aren't you so sweet? You're so sweet. Look at you. So sweet. Trina, so sweet. Little soft spot. Okay.
stop it. Hey, you don't get this all the time, so you better.
Whatever. I know who I am. I know who I am.
What? Excuse me.
I know who I am. So
What you mean by that?
I'm the dude that's playing the dude that's being played by another dude. Um,
But yeah, no, I just don't. Every week, I don't want to be like my family or my nephews.
well, if that's what it is,
Yeah,
I,
but no, and I normally resort to that because like so many things make me smile throughout the week.
yeah, I
Uh,
got you.
My family is a safe answer, but you did make me smile. You made me laugh from my belly, so I appreciate
Yeah, I mean, I do what I can. I mean, this preparing for this episode was a bit like I don't know, and we said we're going to get into that because it's like we're trying to figure out what we're going to talk about. and it's just been kind of difficult here this last week, especially. But before we get into that, let me answer the question also. What made me smile this past week? Um, I don't know. I had fun gaming with everybody and had some great laughs, and it's just good to be able to do it, especially after working all day and being tired and just needing something. Like life is a bit different right now than it has been ever, really. So, shout out to the crew, the gaming crew. Savage, Joey, Harbo, Cheesy, King, and you, Trina, and then also Ian and Mike when they come through, and our new friend Jay Sean who came in cursing for no reason, and I let him know, hey, let's not do that. And he was very apologetic, and it was really cute. It
And
was cute.
now they are best friends because he'll like come to the party and he'll send Reggie messages, but the messages won't come to us. He'll just send Reggie messages, and they're just so cute. Like they are best
Yeah,
friends now.
that's my boy. That's my boy Jay Sean. So shout out to him for joining the crew. But yeah, that made me smile. Just yeah, I mean, we clown on there, which is why I really hope we all get back to streaming so we can share that with people. Just like we're sharing. This was born out of conversations between Trina and Reggie, and maybe streaming people be able to see all the foolishness or hear all the foolishness that goes down in our Xbox parties. Like that itself could be a podcast, which would be ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, that's
'Cause
such a great idea.
we-
That is a great idea.
yeah, so that's just man, that's just wild. I don't know. Maybe we find a way to just publish that one day because we have a good time when we're gaming, and it's a break away from reality, really. And we laugh and joke, and we play the game, and it's just fun time. So
Yeah, and we actually mentioned. Remember, we were talking about how we're going to capture our conversations everywhere. Whenever, whatever, whenever, and we were like, "How are we going to do it from Xbox?" But we figured out how to streamline it to here. I can't talk today. What the crap?
I don't
Yes,
know
I'm
what you got
tired.
going on.
I don't know either. But yeah, so I don't know. But also, did you mention Salmon Ace? Can't you see?
Sam and Ace.
Can't you see Ace being like, man, y'all ain't even united. He's so country.
Oh
Y'all ain't
man,
even mention your boy. Y'all ain't even mention your boy on the pod.
yeah, gotta be careful about that. Let me.
Treat
I gotta stop naming people. Just say the crew. So
right.
yeah. Also
Treat
shout out to Sam and Ace, but they ain't been around, man. Come back around. Like that's it. Blame my head, not my heart.
Trina, I expect this from you. I expect be your own folks. That's my impression of Ace.
Yeah. So yeah, Sam and Ace also, and that's it. That covers everybody. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, that's everybody. So but so that's the crew. So yeah, we'll one day we'll record that, and maybe we'll just post that as a bonus episode just so people can hear the foolishness that goes on. But yeah, let's as I was saying before, I mentioned what made me smile this week. Preparing for this episode was a little bit difficult as far as deciding on what we was talking about, and we just decided that we talk about what we was talking about, basically. Because it's been an issue like in the past couple weeks, really, just trying to figure out what we're going to discuss because anything that's in the news is surrounding COVID-19. A lot of stuff that we would even touch on in our personal lives, talking about COVID-19, and it's I feel like it's going to get harder and harder to avoid that because it is our life. That's reality right now. But we just it's important for us to the people that listen to this podcast. We want to give you guys a break from that because you do like Trina mentioned earlier when we were speaking offline. She was like, it's about protecting your peace, and we want to protect our own peace as well as help anyone who's listening to the podcast protect theirs. So we're gonna do what we can to avoid it, but it's just real difficult right now because it really it's a part of everyday life. Like you have to move differently. You have to. I feel like I have to put so much thought into everything as far as how I move about as soon as I open my door or when I get groceries or just when I'm driving. I have to make sure I'm going out what I'm supposed to because my city was already under a shelter-in-place order, and now the entire state of Alabama is under a shelter-in-place order. So these are just different times, and it's going to take some time to get used to it. And our hope would be that we didn't have to get used to it, but we're going to be in this for a bit. We can already see that. So, um, it's just difficult times, man, and we're trying to figure it out. Everybody's trying to figure it out, and we just decided that we would at least talk about how we were feeling, just trying to prepare for this weekly podcast. Um, I mean, we gonna roll with it. We'll figure it out, and I think this episode is really just gonna be a kind of, I call it like a shoot the breeze type deal. Just talk about whatever comes to mind because again, that's where this podcast came from. Was just conversations that we have. Like we never got on the phone and say, "Hey, we're going to talk about this." It's just that's what conversations went from A to B to Z. And that's just the nature of our friendship, and that's why we decided to do this. So, but at least I want to mention that.
And I like to mention too, um, we talked about how, since this is our life right now, how it just take more effort to come up with topics that are not surrounding COVID. Um, and that's something that I think we're willing to do because something that I always say is that our podcast is an hour long every week. And like Reg mentioned, it's about protecting your peace because I know that I get conversations, always talk about like everyday conversations, people are talking about COVID. You turn on the news, people are talking about corona. Everything, social media is about corona. Everything is about corona. And I know for me, I just get tired of hearing about it. Like I'm over it. And I don't know, it's just I feel like other people could be over it too. And what I don't want to happen is for people to be like me who don't want to keep hearing about it, to come to our podcast for some relief, and then it's like boom, they're talking about it every week as well. So not saying that we won't ever talk about or hit on topics that may involve corona, a little bit of corona talk, but we're definitely gonna try and not make it an every week thing, a full show thing, just because you have to protect your peace. I want to protect my peace. I don't want to have to talk about it all the time. So I know that some of you guys are probably the same way. You know. One other thing I was going to say, something too that I refer to a lot is I like to watch Wendy Williams. I know a lot of people don't like her, but I like her. And something that she mentioned one day about her show is I can't even remember the conversation now, but she basically said that her show and talk shows are just what I said. You get 1 hour a day or however long the talk show is a day to just bring people relief. Because most people watch talk shows for, the tea and to laugh and kiki and everything. And get caught up on, celebrity news and stuff like that or whatever talk show that you watch. And for that hour, you get to escape everyday life and just, go on coast mode and enjoy yourself. And so that's something that I often think about as well when it comes to the podcast. And what were you about to say? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I don't know. I think I was
You
just
said something about protecting peace.
sure. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. My mind's a little bit all over the place right now, so who knows what I was gonna say?
What's that?
But yeah, I think it was important to state that. Say what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Then I'll tell you afterwards.
I don't know what you're talking about
I
right
was
now.
just saying,
What?
I was saying what's on your mind because it's a big, thick skull up there. So I'm sure it's a lot. What's on your mind?
Really? A thick skull, girl. Anyways, moving on from that. um, but yeah, I think it was just important because I mean, and we couldn't figure out what to talk about, so I just want to talk about that conversation and where we are, and just be transparent in that to let you guys know what we're trying to do. So if we have episodes like this where we're just kind of talking about whatever, that's probably going to be the reason because anything in pop culture or current events or in the news, however you want to put it, is surrounding Corona, COVID-19, the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. So let's move on from that.
So, did you want to talk about the lieutenant that got fired?
Yes and no. He didn't. I mean, and let's say he did not. He didn't get fired.
I
I guess you
relieved
could
of
say
duty.
he got relief from duty. Kind of do, but they kind of don't. It's just a weird time right now, man. 'Cause it's like we want to discuss what's going on in the world, but it's exhausting, honestly. Um,
What if we were to do? What if we were to do 2 episodes, like a Corona episode and a
like a
Corona episode,
like a B side episode.
right? Flip the tape over.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just I'll post that news story in the show notes for anybody who wants to. We'll give you the option. I posted in the show notes about the naval captain who was relieved from duty for bringing up concerns about COVID-19 on his ship, and he was relieved from duty because they said he should have went about it a different way or something of that nature. I don't want to get into it too much. That is the one thing that I kind of check marked for the week, but in preparing for this episode, I just don't want to. Just like simple enough. I don't want to.
All right, we're
Uh,
going to do these questions. Are you friend?
yeah, let's do that. Let's try to make this a feel good episode.
Can we really make it feel good after that last the last 5 minutes of talk we just had?
Yes, we can. It's possible. We have the technology. We
Let's.
can do it.
That's true. Let's do it. Okay, so these are just some random questions. They offer. Oh gosh, look at the name of this site. The name of the site is called Mantelligence.
Oh my
I wonder if
gosh.
that's like mansplaining or manscape. Manscape. I'm just kidding. More like it'd be more like
Wow. Okay.
that. But sorry, sorry. So here's a question for you. I think I had like 5 questions. If you had to be on a reality TV show, which one would you choose?
If I had to be on a reality TV show right now, I don't know. I guess the one that's gonna make me the most money. Like I don't know what is that. One of the Real Housewives shows.
Yeah.
I need somebody to talk bad about me so I could be in the news. But if it was like reality shows were what I consider to be reality shows, like back in the day, like I was in love with Camilla from Real World Boston when they were in the firehouse. Oh my God, she was beautiful. I know she became a doctor, but anyways, whatever. She was beautiful, and I always wanted to be on Real World. I just thought it was just would have been cool to live in a house with 6 other strangers, which I don't know why I thought that would have been cool, but because I definitely won't want to do that right now. But back in the day, Real World definitely would have been my choice. And then they had all the challenges. They would have people from different casts coming back, and then it's like Real World versus Road Rules, like all of that. Man, I would have been all about it then. But now I would want it to be something that would line my pocketbook, as people say, when would fat my bank account the most. Which I definitely think would be one of the Real Housewives shows. I would have to be dating somebody and be real trash or something like that, so they talked about us all the time.
I have a fun fact for you. I auditioned for The Real World. Do you remember that? Did I ever tell you that? I'm sure I did.
I don't know if you told me that.
Yeah, I remember what I wore. I remember my hair. I had my fro out, and we auditioned. Like they brought us into a room, and we all just had to like introduce ourselves, which y'all know I hate doing that, but I was prepped. Um, but yeah, it was a cool experience. One of the funniest things that happened during the audition though was that so something that I've always heard in the TV and film industry is don't go to shake the casting director's hand. Like 'cause some people just don't like for you to shake your hands, and I don't know, maybe that's just an unspoken rule. I don't know. But this guy, he was so extra, and you can tell that he was being extra to try and get on the show. But he gets up when we're about to leave, and he goes to shake the lady's hands, and she's like, "I don't shake hands."
And like crack you
It cracked me up. I mean, I obviously remember it to this day, and that had to have been like 10 years ago. But yeah, I don't know. But I used to want to be on the Bad Girls Club just because like all those girls they try to act so bad, but like I don't know. I feel like
I mean, it's Bad Girls Club, so
yeah, but there's like I can see through them and tell that they're weak, and they'll be like you can tell which ones are not going to pop a grape, and most of them are not going to pop a grape. And I would just like to go on the show to try to see if they would, you know what I mean? But now I'm like you, I would choose a housewife show. I- yeah, I think it'd be more fun. Like their trips are nice, and
yeah, they are.
like their events are fun or looks fun, and yeah, so
I just have to get on somebody's bad side though. That would be my goal. I get on somebody's bad side. I'd be real shady.
but here's the thing. I
That's
don't
how you stay on the show.
Well, yeah. Okay, so let me say this first and then I'm asking you a question about it. So here's the thing. You can be a good person and you'll still get talked about. Because, like, I watch The Real Housewives of Potomac, and one of my favorite women on there is Monique Samuels, and her husband is actually an Alabama alum. He played for the Crimson Tide as well, Roll Tide. But she's level headed. She's really kind. She's real, and most of the time, she tries to stay neutral. Same as Candy Burris. Candy Burris, I think she tries to stay pretty neutral. But people will always find something that they don't like about you, and try to make a big deal. Because, like, when she was new, this one of the women tried to, like, be catty and was like, "Oh, you don't have a home," or something like that. Something funny. She was like, "Oh, I have two homes." And they were like, "Oh, she's flexing." And no, she answered your question. And she also picked up that you were trying to be catty. But yeah, so you wouldn't even have to do all that. But this is my question to you. So people are always like, "I would never go on reality TV and act a fool," blah blah blah. How do you feel about that? About that statement that you're acting a fool and is disgusting and embarrassing. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about acting a fool on reality TV?
Yeah. Do you agree with that statement?
I'm sorry. What's the what? What?
So, oh my gosh. So people, when you're watching these shows, people are like, why do people go on TV and act like that
Hmm.
just for money? What do you think about this statement?
I mean, I think some of them it's reality. So they were act the fool in their private life, so they just being them. But I mean, hey, it's a lot rougher ways to make money. So hey, work smarter, not harder, I guess. You don't want to bring any type of disgrace to your family name or anything like that. But man, if that's the opportunity that's granted, I mean, might be worth it. It's a lot of us going to work 9 to 5 jobs that we hate. And we got drama in our lives, and some people getting paid off the drama in there. So I don't know. I mean, who's in the better position? Like you're going through it. You're not getting paid for it. These people are going through it and getting paid for it. And a lot of times it's even staged. So hey, seemed like a good hustle to me.
Right. And those are my thoughts as well. Like, some of these shows are scripted,
Yeah, for
at least
sure.
a little bit. And then a lot of these people, and you'll hear in interviews how some of the castmates will say that certain people who are mean on the show, they're not like that. That's just the role that they play on the show. Because if there was no drama on the show, as much as we hate drama, I mean, we love drama sometimes, but also it can get old. Um, like it's needed. Because when you think about people on the shows, like Kim Fields, she didn't really bring too much drama. She was actually a housewife as well. But,
Who?
so Kim Fields, Tootie, Fat's Alive.
She was on there?
Yeah, she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta for a little bit.
I totally missed that.
Yeah. Um, exactly. But
Yeah,
I liked her on there. But I'm assuming she didn't bring enough drama.
that's
So
my thing. That's what I'm saying. So if I go in there, I got to find the formula. You can't just be the man in the background, the good husband. You the good husband. All they're gonna do is show you dropping your wife off to the airport. And that's it.
you can't just hold the purse while they fight. You got to be part of it too.
I gotta be like, don't you disrespect my wife. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
I would actually pay to see that. I would actually love that. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm just like, hey, we gotta start a rumor that I'm cheating and everything. I need to stay on the show a few seasons.
Stop
I need to find some investment properties. Okay, this is what we want to buy. How many women I got to tap team with this season to afford these properties? Like, what's up? And
You're so silly.
let me make sure I go out to this nightclub in Buckhead and make sure somebody see me. And I'm gonna be getting a little bit too close with some unidentified female. You know what I mean? And
You got it all planned out.
gotta make it happen. I mean, bro, I got deals. You know what I'm saying?
Really, I feel, and that okay. So that's another thing. Like I've had this conversation before, and even when I auditioned for the Real World, someone asked me. They were like, "So, like, would you not feel like you're embarrassing your family?" First of all, if I'm going on this show, I'm gonna explain to my parents and my family that I'm going on this show, and like they in my mind. Sorry, I drew a blank. I got distracted. I got distracted by this little map that I'm looking at because I can't look at myself, and I'm obviously not looking at you. But anyway, so I feel like when you go on these shows, you know that they're scripted, so you don't really take it as seriously as people who watch the show. And I would explain that to my family as well, and I think they'd be all fine. Be all fine. They'll be all fine with it. I think they'll be okay with it. I don't know what's wrong with me today, friend. What is wrong with me? I can't think. I can't talk. I
You're
can't.
not on time. That's what it is.
I'm not on fine at all. Help me.
Goodness gracious.
She.
Ooh, Lord,
I know. Oh my gosh.
we're gonna keep this one short and sweet because you just.
Please.
Woo.
Another question. Let me stick to reader questions. You want
Okay.
a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What do you love most about yourself?
Hmm.
I love when you have to really take time to think about stuff because, yeah.
What do I love most about myself? I love so much about myself, It's hard to pick one. Um, I guess I love my. I'm a strong person. I've been through a lot and I pushed through. I love that about myself. I mean, I definitely still have my days. I'm still fighting, but I've overcome so much, and I do love that about myself. I mean, I wasn't dealt the worst hand, but I definitely wasn't dealt, the best either. So, um, I know a lot of people got it worse than me, but something I say is like when it comes to how I'm feeling about stuff, and I think if people were honest, they would say this: it don't matter what other people been through. You're dealing with what you're dealing with, and that's all that matters for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I do love that about myself that I was able to push through and still be here. And yeah, I love that about myself. That's it. Final answer. I love the fact that I'm strong and I pushed through so much in my lifetime.
What do you love about me, friend?
I don't know. Let's see. Um,
That's not one of the questions. I just want to see what you're going to say.
yeah, I mean, I admire the fact that I admire your creativity. So that's one thing I love about you is your creativity and all the ideas that you have. That's why. Um,
Well, it's fine if you can't think of more now.
I mean, I got plenty of stuff. I'm just trying to get me to name one. Goodness gracious. What's the next question?
Because I'm looking at your face, you look like you're thinking to name more. That's why I said.
What's the next question?
What I love about myself is I feel like I'm very self aware. And, I think that's a.
Maybe too self-aware. Goodness gracious. You think about so much. You're apologetic about things you shouldn't be apologetic about. So, gift and a curse, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry. See what I did
You're keeping it with, oh, shut up. Moving on.
there?
Got jokes. You got jokes.
How do you relieve stress?
I play Call of Duty right now. It used to be Grand Theft Auto. So that's how I relieve stress by gaming. Um, I think that's a less destructive way to relieve stress. I don't have a punching bag or anything here, so just gaming. I usually get on and do that, and that puts me at ease. That's a release for me.
Okay. Have you signed up to GTA yet so you can get your stimulus package? Your $500,000 stimulus package?
They're calling a stimulus package.
I don't know. You know that's what they normally call it when they give us your refund. You know, they give us a refund check every year on Grand Theft Auto, and they haven't. Like I've been looking for it. They haven't given it to us yet. So I'm guessing they're giving us the stimulus package instead.
No, okay. Yeah, I hadn't done it yet, but I plan to. So I mean, I'm just gonna get that money and blow it, because it's not real money, Ain't like I'm checking in with my financial advisor, so I'll probably go buy a house or something.
I kid you not. I tell people this all the time. I always keep a few hundred thousand in my bank on GTA because I'm always like, what if Rockstar, creator of the game, they're like, we're gonna give you all the money in your bank on GTA. I want to be in that number, friend. That's so irrational,
Boy, they'll be a fool because some people out here with crazy amounts.
right? I was until I bought that. I think Avenger or whatever. But what was I about to? Oh, so I relieve stress. I have a couple ways. I like to be outside, so I'll go outside, or I'll lay in my hammock, which I guess that's considered going outside. I also like to I'll play this game on my phone. I've noticed that whenever I'm getting stressed or whatever, when I'm just not feeling well, I'll open the game and play it. And it seems to help. All right. I have one more question.
Okay.
And it's actually funny because this kind of came up while we were gaming the other day. If you could change your first name, what would you change it to? So first, wait, let me tell y'all how it came up. I was while we were playing the game, we were waiting for a match to start. I was scrolling social medias and somebody had posted, if my name wasn't what it is, what do you think, like, what should I be called based off of how you look? And I was like, this guy, I said, this guy in college always told me that I look like a Jasmine. So I started telling, I was playing with Reg and our friend Savage at the time. I was like, Reg, you look like an artist. And so I started calling him Ernie for the rest of the night. And our friend Savage, he looks like his actual name, but he also looks like a Terrence to me.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
What
I
do I look like to you?
I told you you look like I forgot what I called you, Geraldine or something.
Oh yeah, you call me
You look like a Vesta or something.
some dated name. But if you could change your name, what would it be?
I have no idea. Like there's never been another name I wanted. Even when I didn't like my name, I didn't have like, oh, I would rather be this. So I don't know.
I mean, I think that's cool because you're named after your dad. So I guess I've always wanted. Well, if excuse me, not necessarily wanted, but if my name could be changed, I'd change it to Aubrey because that's what my name was supposed to be. But it didn't come out a boy, it came out a girl, and I guess unisex names weren't really a thing then. So, that's how I ended up with this random name, like my other two sisters, because they didn't have another name planned for a girl. But yeah, I would name myself Aubrey, and sometimes when I go by a fake name for whatever reason, I call myself Aubrey. I hope if I should ever get famous, I'm not gonna use that name though, because I just told the world I'd use something else, which I already know the names that I would use two names. But yeah,
Just the last question?
yeah. Well, it's one more, but it's kind of stupid.
No. Okay, go ahead. What is it? No matter. We can
What
do it.
food will you absolutely not, under any circumstances, eat?
What food under absolutely any circumstances?
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything.
that's kind of stupid because you say any circumstances, like bro, like if I'm what? That's
I told you the
like
question was stupid.
like
Go.
life. That's like life and death. Like what is it? I don't care. Like Brussels sprouts. Yeah, I mean I'm on that. Whatever. What? What?
Oh, I love Brussels sprouts.
I didn't really like them. They weren't terrible though. They weren't terrible. Like if I had these, that wouldn't even be fair because they'd be like, "Oh, you die today if you don't eat Brussels sprouts." Oh no, I hate it.
No,
It wasn't that bad.
listen. My friend, one of my best friends growing up, I would go over to her house after church sometimes, and her family would always have Brussels sprouts with the meal. And I'm like, why do you always got Brussels sprouts? Like, I don't even eat, like, like, that's one of those things, like, on Duck Funny, how they have a thing against, like, Brussels sprouts. I feel like it's that thing for kids. But, like, once I got a little older and I ate them, I was like, dang, I wish I would have been, because I would never eat them. I would never eat Brussels
A lot
sprouts.
of fake news with Brussels sprouts. Like you said, be on the kid shows. Like, oh no, Brussels sprouts. I don't want these or broccoli. Broccoli will have you thinking it's bad. Or like, what is Doug Funny is like liver and onions. Liver and onions. Like
Oh my
not
gosh.
that bad. Like so
Every,
yeah.
every time I'm like, I'm going to start eating healthy, I'm going to stop eating meat. You know what my meal is? I always go eat liver. Like, that's like my last meal.
My mom loves liver. Actually, my birthmark looks like a piece of liver, like a piece of fried liver. And my mama said it looked like that because she ate liver a lot when she was pregnant. I mean, it's true.
Not
And
a,
Ian has the same birthmark, which is
does
cool.
it?
Not in the same place, but
Yeah.
mine is on my like below my collarbone, and his is on his stomach. So yeah, it's a fun fact. A fun fact. Um, but speaking of that, that reminds me. I sent you this screenshot earlier. You were talking about under any circumstances. I'm just gonna touch on this for a little bit because it was a little bit foolish. Um, but somebody, I mean, I don't know who doesn't know, but I'm a member of a Divine Nine organization, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and I follow one of these accounts on Instagram, just Greek shenanigans, and they post a lot of foolishness and a lot of cool stuff too. But apparently, some guy posted that pledging was better than this shit. This shit being quarantine, right? And I took it as it meaning coronavirus. That's what I took it as. And a lot of people were saying, like, somebody responded to him saying, I don't know where you pledged, but no, the fuck it ain't. And all I could think of is, like, you talking about pledging versus thousands of people dying. I'm going to pledge immediately. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But they're trying to say, like, oh, his process wasn't this, his process wasn't that, and he didn't go through anything, which officially you're not because fraternities don't condone hazing of any shape, form, or fashion officially. But that shit just kind of grinded my gears, Trina. Grinded my gears, and I thought it was just a whole bunch of young folks out here because they're not seeing it. Like, bro, you talking about being stuck in the house because of fear of catching a deadly virus versus whatever activities you did while you quote unquote pledged. That's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Dude, no point in my process, whatever my process might have been, was I afraid of dying. You know,
Hmm.
and I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because it's stupidity. I sent it to a couple people, and they were like, "What?" And of course, people my age group. So I don't know if it's just a bunch of young cats out here saying that, and they tried to down this man. But whatever. It was just that's some foolishness for my Sunday. Because if I had the pledge to save the world, then everybody be safe.
Right. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people like um a lot of people want to be comedians on social media. A lot of people are clout chasers on social media. And I think that falls into one of those categories. And it's like it's even worse now because people have so much free time.
Yeah,
So it's like I don't know. Yeah, I got disgusted with you, friend, on that one. That was really stupid.
yeah, very much so. But anyways, not gonna spend much more time on it. That's it for that. I just wanted to mention that real quick. Yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have.
Well, I mean, you want to wrap it here, friend?
I think we can, man. It was just like we just wanted these to be a bit short and sweet. Um, Shout out to anybody who made it through. We got our devoted listeners. We appreciate y'all. We're steadily trying to spread the word and get the word out there. Have people to join in the fun over here at Dub Square Podcast. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just go into the closing. In closing, follow us on the social medias, Dub Square Pod on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. You can follow Trina, ATWash101 on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me at Reggie is Who on Twitter and Instagram, but then also on my website, whoisreggie.com. You know, we're going to do more as far as trying to interact with you guys and really get the conversation going outside of the podcast. And yeah, I mean, thank y'all for being a part of this. Stay safe, stay at home, just take care of yourselves and each other's. Shout out to Jerry Springer.
You love quoting Jerry Springer. I think
I love that. I just always love that. Like,
I know you said that.
take care of yourselves and each other because it's true. Take care of you. Take care of the person next to you. Take care of everybody.
That's real.
Yeah. Until next time, y'all.
I love you for listening. Bye.
Bye, y'all. You can stop.